I just asked Nico the question, so have you always been in love with processes? And one of the part of your answer was, it might be hard if you are the bottleneck. That's where I am today. I'm just doing everything I can to come out of the situation, to be the bottleneck, and to involve other people. And this is why my talk is titled From Prototype to Business. So what should you do when you have a business that works? You see, you get good feedback, it works every time you do it, but then you have to go to the next step to make it a business, which means it's independent from you. So first of all, I thought I'd quickly share what I'm doing because it's not just one thing, it's several projects that I really love and that are important to me. So just a quick, very quickly, I'm one of the founders of Idea Camp. It's a project where we help people to found their business in a bootstrap way, in a lean startup way. So they find an idea that matches their personality and then learn how to quickly prototype. The second thing is we have a little tiny co-working space across the street at the moment because we need the space for our team. Now it's like an office community, it's Creative Loft. I have a little freelance project which has been going for 2 years and just never ends. This is why I'm still doing it. And I have my sunny office, which is my way of being location independent. And first of all, I want to show you what it is. So sunny office is the project which is about creating a co-working and co-living environment for like-minded entrepreneurial people. So it's a place where you feel home, it's a big house where you work and live together with an international group of other entrepreneurs and freelancers. That was the way I wanted to work and live during winter. When I first became location independent 2 years ago. I once was a consultant in a big company and I quit that job because I didn't feel like it anymore. I was happy to be location independent and thought, gee, that's good, and where are the people that I want to share this experience with, because I loved the co-working environment and I wanted to create this special feeling of being at home and working in the same place with a nice bunch of people. And those are some pictures of one of the houses we stayed in, the last group in this one, and this was our co-working terrace and a cafe in this one where we went to for walking. And in the next step I thought I want to share my vision with you, because the vision I have is what drives me and the reason I do it, and also the reason why I do a lot of work, and also go through all the mistakes I do and go on and on, because I want to create something which is really a new form of co-working and co-living. I want that everybody who can be location independent for some time or who wants to try it out can find a great environment where they can go to. So if you have just want to try 2 weeks, can I run my business location independently, or you are already location independent, I want to create an environment that is easy to reach. That means it's in Europe. You can just fly there within 2 or 3 hours, and there's always an opportunity to find a great place to stay and to meet inspiring people. This is the environment I want to have. And I saw that many other people are looking for. And beside that, I want to really encourage this location-independent lifestyle, because I feel that it gives you so much flexibility and freedom if you can do your business or can have a business that gives you this possibility to work from everywhere you want, and you can also profit from that. So I was in a situation, I was location independent, and it was a huge effort to find a good place, to find a place where I could stay, a nice environment, and I just wanted to be very simple for everybody to find such a place. And in the end, it's also about building an international community of people who are very open-minded, interested, entrepreneurial, want to learn from each other, because the most, let's say, the best thing I got from this business was that I met amazing people. So everybody has their unique story. They are very enthusiastic, authentic, passionate about what they do. And this is something very, very incredible to get back. We have this group of people now that connect with each other, form corporations, and to see what happens when they join in a nice location and discuss and learn from each other. So what happened so far? In April 2013, I just set up a date. I just thought, oh, let's do 2 weeks in Spain, in Alicante. I didn't have a house back then. I just said, from then to then, we will be in Spain. And then so what happened? I set up a very simple website, and then we were a group of 7 people. We finally went in a house with a, you can see, nice pool, and working there for 2 weeks. This was my little prototype, and it worked. When I did this little prototype, though, already a lot had happened. So I rented a house that didn't exist. So this house actually was a house which I found within 3 days, because I went to Spain after I had booked a house or rented a house online. I went there, I got there, and the owner was not there. And then I found out, oh damn, that's a fraud. It was a very well-prepared fraud, so I was not the only person to get into this trap. But then I found out that even within 3 days you can find a great location, and you can always handle anything, any problem, any obstacle that occurs. So this was my first little lesson. Just relax, be flexible, ask for help. You will find people that help you, and you can arrange things. After that worked, I decided, well, that's a prototype, let's do a lot of marketing. So I approached many journalists, had a very specifically, and got some coverage in media. Many people learned about the project and signed up in the newsletter, and that was the basis to do more events last winter. So there was, for example, Barcelona #1. We were in Barcelona in September, then again in October. We went to Lisbon in November. This year in January, we went on Gran Canaria, and then finally, second time to Lisbon in March. So that happened so far. So to summarize it looks like in general it works, and it's also a business model that's profitable. There were 6 different events with more than 40 people. In 2 locations, I have good partners I can rely on. We can go there several times a year. And there were people to support in the organization, in the marketing, and there was also a guy who was doing the internship. So it looks like a business. What do you think? Well, I found no way. That's not a business. Any idea why it's not a business? It was not a business by the time. You say?
It doesn't scale.
Why doesn't it scale?
You have to do every workshop by yourself. You can't do it by the same time.
Yeah. So what is it? It didn't work without me. Of course, I always had support from great people who, there was, for example, there's 2 people here who already joined. There's Michael, he has a great business himself. He was helping to find locations in Barcelona when we went there last September. There's Kerstin over here. She was part of Alicante and also of Lisbon last time, so she was helping in organizing the last event. But still, if I'm ill, if I can't join, there will be no event. So when I found out that I'm really the bottleneck, I was first very frustrated. I thought, okay, this is a business that depends on me, because some people really join because they trust me, they know I select the right people, and because it's really a people business. So you kind of like a person and then you join. And so I thought, okay, what should I do? And the reason was different kinds. So first of all, of course, it was very dependent on me as a person, because it's like a personal dream of how co-working should work. That's how people find me. But also because there was little to no documentation. Little things were organized, and there were no permanent team members. So I looked for support for every event, but there was no person that had one task over the whole time. And then it was during last Sunday office in Lisbon, one of the guys who joined, he said, hey, this book. It's called Work the System. And that just came, I think it was like the right hit at the right time. I can highly recommend that, and that's really about the fact that a successful outcome is dependent on the right process. So of course you can be lucky and have a good outcome, but if you want to be successful on a constant basis, it's about defining the right processes and following them. So if you're very sporty, you will be sporty because you have your routine, because you do sports every day or every second day. It's not by luck that people get successful. It's by constant and everyday effort and the right effort. And if you look at the organization, it's, for me, the most important thing is to assure a high quality. So I need to define what quality means and how we can arrive there. And this is why I decided to just take the time and document everything I do. So that was the most crucial step. So the weeks of April and March, I took many days just to sit down to rewrite my vision, which changes of course over time, but to really define it. So I can share it with people and just say, hey, if you can understand this vision, if this is something that you can connect to, then we can work together. The second thing was my values. So this is freedom for myself, but everybody in the team. It's high quality, it's fairness. This is my most basic values. Teams have to be transparent and fair, and everybody in a team and also the participants should have the opportunity to grow. So to develop, to grow, while we work together, all the time is spent together. And so it's also the decision principle. So I find it very valuable to write down how should decision over profit. So I'd rather do loss than delivering a bad quality. That's just what I want to do. And everybody who gets in a team should follow the same decision principles. And then just definition of all processes. So defining how is such an event done? What are the criteria to find a good location? Which marketing channels do I use and who are the contact partners? What exactly do I do? So now I have like a menu in hand I can just forward and give to someone. And since I did that, it's my plan was to start to build a team. And actually what happened is that people just approached me. So when I started to tell people what I'm doing, that I'm planning on building a team, I just got more and more emails and calls from people who said, hey, I like this here, can we team up? And actually it's a great self-selection. So people who contact me, they fit in 80% of our cases. So it's really great because it seems that they really understand the vision and what's behind it. So what I'm currently doing is I defined an organizational structure and the most important roles I could see in that structure. So that if somebody approaches me and says, hey, where do you need help in? What could I do? I can just say like this and this and this and what is interesting for you. And then I was starting to just find the most important partners. And for me, since this is it's mostly organizing those events and being present, what I was looking for is people who can actually host a Sunday office event and host a group and facilitate a group, take care of a group in different locations. So now I'm talking with 3 people who are planning on doing Sunday offices in Andalusia in South Spain, then in Canary Islands, and one person in Barcelona to really like get into this first time, get into the position that I can be there, and that I have to be there. And more people also adding, let's say, more individuality and making it also more interesting for people who join. And looking for further support. So that's the major step now, to just grow a team and to include them. But the thing is, right now, since the business is not so scalable so easily, I can't just pay a full-time wage for people who join. So that's why I really select people, and just if people fit, then I can be on the team. I don't want to know about the CV, it's rather if the person fits and if they can really connect to the vision and to the values of the venture. And then treat everybody as a partner, as long as they have the same values as I have. And I always ask them, which tasks do you find interesting? So usually when people call me, it's okay, so what are the things that you would like to do? And then we find a way so everybody learns as much as they can and has fun doing that, and then takes the responsibility. And everything we agree, for example, if we do an event together, it's always fair. So if somebody hosts an event, it's at least 50-50. So it's always transparent and fair, and this it's very easy to get agreements with people and to get a commitment. So they really give a lot of time and a lot of effort and stick to the project. And now I'm just trying that out. The first people got on the team, still looking for lots of people, and the major learnings I have so far is, first of all, that I really don't try everything yourself, but partners and cooperation partners are the best you can have. So right now, also in other projects, I found that it's the best thing to cooperate with people. For example, you do marketing, look for other people that have the same marketing channels that you have and partner up, team up, see what you can deliver with them. Benny said it so nicely, what value can I give to you so we can team up and we have something, we have a win-win for both of us. Also, I don't consider there's other initiatives like Sunny Office. There is a great team called Project Getaway in Thailand. There's a girl from Austria doing the co-working camp in Turkey, in Egypt last year. So there's many initiatives that do something alike. And I just love the idea of having a cooperation across all those initiatives. So in the end, we can reach a winter-long possibility and network and locations where everybody who wants to work locationally in Finland, they can go to. So I don't want to do it all myself. I want to partner up with everybody that does something alike. That makes much more fun than trying to do everything yourself and just thinking competitive. I think if you go with corporations, then everybody has an advantage. Well, and a big learning for me is just document your steps. I hate documentation, I really hate it, but since I learned how much it gives me, how much opportunities it holds, and that processes will lead to success if they are good processes, and then I started to kind of like documentation. And it's a clear vision, so people who actually want to say what you need and the vision you have, so everybody knows how to approach you. So, still on my way, not to be the bottleneck anymore. And next time I will tell you about my learnings from the first events with the team that is just being built up. And now at the end I would like to know who of you is currently at the same step. So currently having passed a prototype and needs to automate or build a team to really make it a business. Wow, that's me. So I'm really looking forward to your question. And by the way, in case you know somebody who might be interested in helping to realize the vision and either wants to be organizational support for an alumni meetup we have this August in Berlin, or is good in social media and blogging, or wants to be a location host in Barcelona, or wants to do research and organizational support or community management, then I'm happy to get your feedback on that. So far, thank you, and I look forward to exchange about processes and whatever questions you might have. How much time do you still got? Was it?
2-3 questions.
Okay.
Very simple question.
Yeah, very simple. It's a participation fee.
Sorry?
So everybody pays a fee to participate, which covers the accommodation and the whole organization. And the costs have to be lower than the revenue to get the project. That's it.
One question. If somebody has children, can they still go to the sunny office?
I get this question more and more often. So right now, it's rather for single people, but I'm planning on changing that to have a special family event sometime next spring or next autumn. We have like separate apartments, so people can bring their kid or spouse, whatever, and then a large community room where people can still have like co-working and stay together. So this is like one future step.
So once you have a team and you document everything, how do you get the team to improve documentation? How do you teach them to take initiative and change documentation to make it better?
So the approach is stick to the process, but immediately change it if you want to improve it. And then just store it in the locally in our Dropbox and inform everybody quickly, hey, has been changed. That's it.
How do you get them to do it?
It's like in the beginning. In the beginning, when I first work with people, I tell them, listen, I've done this like hands-on all the time. Now I found that the process makes sense. You need to be willing to stick with that. And if I feel like there's a no, we have to discuss it. So if it's, somebody find or kind of understands what's the value of it, then follow it. And if I see they don't, then we just have to discuss it.
Did you take any external investment or venture
No,
capital? Or
it's all bootstrapped.
You
Yeah,
got that
I took
making
my-
real faster? Or?
I did my first revenue, so I said there's an event, and I made a revenue. Of that revenue, I paid the first house, and that's it.
That was a conscious decision
It's
so
conscious.
that you stay in control?
Yes.
Right.
I love bootstrapping.
I'm really interested to know what the participants get up to in a sunny office 2 weeks or something. Do they interact together, or do they just work on their own thing and then just kind of meet up for lunch?
So what they do, they bring their own projects.
Right.
But every evening we have 1.5 to 2 hours of facilitated meeting where every evening another person presents their project and gets feedback. And so everybody has a project, but everybody knows what everyone is working on. And sometimes then there's also, they say, hey, I can help you with this, or they cooperate. So there's no communication between them.
Maybe the last question.
Yeah.
So I see what you're doing here. I heard about Project Getaway before. It's usually kind of like what you're doing, like specific date. It would be awesome, as you said, we have like all these different locations and different dates that we can join whenever we want. But everything's about supply and demand, right? So what do you see about the supply? Like, I mean, how big is the community growing? Do you have numbers of?
Yes, it is actually growing quite steadily for me. So I haven't been doing lots of marketing the last few weeks, but it's getting like also more and more attention because in general the topic vocation independent working is getting a lot of also mainstream coverage right now, which is incredible. And I just feel that this is a kind of a need which not only exists for us as entrepreneurs and freelancers, but also for companies. So I'm getting also company requests now that say, hey, we really want to get out of our office, can you help us? So there seems to be a need that we can somehow answer.
To that, apparently there's an article that says that